All right, let's roll.
Okay, we're good.
All right, stand by. And this is take one.
My name is Aimée Allen, and I am a jazz vocalist.
In my web, silken thread all around will glisten and will shine, so you will never mind how lovingly you're bound. In my web, no need to spread your wings, suspended in the air. With me, you'll never miss the rush that flying brings. Just say you'll never fly away, and forever you will stay my only love. So in love will always be in time, you will agree, just you, just me, just wait, you'll see.
Well, I mean, I grew up listening to jazz mainly because of my mother. She's a huge jazz buff. She's a singer herself, so I grew up with the music in my household from the beginning. She had a group with her sisters, and they performed on the radio, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Really?
She did a lot of performing in our household as well. You know, she would sing while she was cooking or cleaning or laying on the couch or, you know, watching TV or... So it was just, it was around us all the time. I mean, I think my mom would be singing songs and I'd be like, what's that song? And she would tell me about the song. And, you know, then she'd be like, oh, here's a version of it by, you know, Sarah Vaughan or Joe Williams or whatever, you know. So I think I learned a lot of music that way.
Oh, wow. And what's some of your inspirations, like, personally?
From that era?
Yeah, from that era, with your mother giving you suggestions. Like, what's some of the early inspirations?
Well, I did mention Sarah Vaughan. She's probably my all-time favorite. People ask me. For me, it's like there's her and there's everybody else. And I know that's might be a controversial choice for some people, but I mean, I listen to her now and I think she sounds as like modern and cutting edge as anything you could hear. So she's my favorite. I love Ella Fitzgerald. I love Betty Carter. Abby Lincoln is definitely also a huge influence, given that she was very unique voice, I think, and not afraid to be a unique voice and say what she had to say, and also a composer and songwriter. We're lucky, you know, there's a lot of rich talent and creativity around us. You look around and there are creative people, amazing musicians, amazing vocalists. I feel fortunate to be able to check out so much great music.
Yeah, definitely. What school you attended when you was a kid? Like, what did you sing when you was in school or anything?
You know, I didn't. I was in like chorus in elementary school, I think, and then I played the flute and I played the piano. So I was in the band in high school. I probably did less singing in school when I got older, till I went to college. Then I sang in a couple of a cappella singing groups. Yeah.
And which college you went to?
I went to Yale.
Oh, nice.
And they have a lot of a cappella singing groups.
Really?
I was in a couple of them. Well, during college, I studied abroad in Paris. And I went back to Paris after college.
Okay.
And I got my first professional gigs actually in Paris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What were some of your first professional gigs like? Where were you?
I was doing like a piano bar gig Friday and Saturday night in a restaurant with a pianist.
And what was the spark that made you go into singing more, like between high school and college?
I think that I really enjoyed singing with the a cappella groups in college, but I went to some jam sessions when I was in Paris, and I knew the standards. I from my background, from growing up hearing my mother, hearing her record collection, I knew these songs, so I could sing them. Nice. And I think once I started doing that, I knew it was something that I needed to do,
Right.
that I couldn't stop doing.
So let's get into what you're doing now as
Yeah.
far as for your music is concerned.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for the albums that you put out, your last album?
Oh, wow. Well, my last album, Wings Uncaged, came out like about a year ago. I was thinking about a lot of things. I was writing. I'm always writing. I always have ideas. There's an ebb and flow. Sometimes you're taking it in. Sometimes you're pouring it out. The year before the album came out, I did do a fair amount of writing for whatever reason, inspiration or just ideas, or I think there's a mysterious aspect to writing. You know, I think sometimes it's given to you. But I was writing songs and lyrics, and I noticed sort of winged creatures were showing up in the lyricism of the songs. And it was winged creatures like negotiating their circumstance, their situation, the limitations of nature, figuring out how to escape, how to transcend, how to survive. So that's where the concept of the album came from. At the same time, I think we were all sort of experiencing a new environment. You know, things were changing around us, certainly politically. The word unprecedented is getting thrown around a lot. So we're experiencing things that have never happened before.
Right.
And in the context of writing songs about winged creatures and love and transcendence, I wrote a song called Democracy, How, Harmony, and Dissonance. And I think this was sort of about our particular situation as human beings in this social and political climate we find ourselves in. And how are we going to survive? How are we going to transcend? How are we going to negotiate these limitations and these situations, these predicaments, these frustrations? So one of the things that the song asks is, who are we if we go along with it?
Right.
Who can we be finding nothing wrong with it? You know, we see a lot of really unacceptable things happening, and it forces us to ask the question, what are we going to do about it? And that's the question of like who are we? Because, you know, we said we were something. We said we were a democracy. You know, we said that everyone had a voice. What are we going to do if that's not the case? Are we going to correct the situation? Are we going to act? I went to Europe earlier this year, and I performed in Poland and the Czech Republic and Slovakia and Austria and Germany. It was an incredible little tour. When I got there, I wanted to do that song in all of these different places. I wasn't really sure if it was the right thing to do. But the musicians I was with, everyone around was like, we're going to do it everywhere. So I closed every night with that song. And people wanted to talk to me about it. The response was incredible.
Wow.
They wanted to come up and talk to me about the lyrics. They wanted to talk to me about what I was saying. When I was in Slovakia, I think we performed the night of the presidential election, and they elected their first woman president while I was there. And we did that tune. People were like crazy about it.
Wow.
It was an incredible experience. This really relates to American politics. You may remember when there was the hearings regarding Justice Kavanaugh. The week after that, there was a radio station in Maine, and my album was the top album for that week.
Wow.
And my song was their top song played that week. And that was all about Susan Collins and the people of Maine asking themselves the question, you know, who are we if we go along with it? Who can we be finding nothing wrong with it?
That's amazing. That is really
It was
amazing.
pretty, I was blown away. I mean, that's worth everything, you know? Like, I'm not someone who's interested in, like, frankly, I'm not motivated by money or fame or anything. And that's like, if you are into jazz, if you make jazz, you know you're not someone who's chasing after money or fame. But music touching people, music helping people express themselves, music that sends a message, that's like what it's all about. And when you do that, it's better than anything. It's better than any accolade. It's better than any honor. It's better than any money or any fame. So that, like, to me, I was like, wow. Yeah.
So what you doing now? What you got coming up?
I'm working on some new music for a new project. I'm excited about it. It's still in process. Gosh, sometimes I don't know how much to say about new things because sometimes I'm a little superstitious. I'm like, don't say it till it's really happening. You know what I mean? But I am excited. I've started writing. I would say stay tuned. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be different. It's going to be interesting. Has some things to say. So.
Nice. Any advice that you have for young women trying to pursue their careers or anything?
I would say stick to your vision. I know that I've had many experiences. It's less now than it used to be, but I've had many experiences in an environment of men where men were trying to talk me out of things that I envisioned.
Right.
Trying to tell me that won't work. That's not good. You don't want to do that. You know, no, you want to do this. A lot of that happens. And I think that I was swayed by that when I was younger. It happened. And I can look back at things and be like, I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. But somebody told me I should have done that, and I went with them because I thought they were more experienced. I thought they knew. And so I would tell young women, especially artists, you know, vision is a powerful thing. And if you're a creative person and you have an imagination, you're probably bringing something really new to the table, and you're going to present it to people, and they're going to say, I've never seen anything like that. Where did that come from? I don't think you can do that. And the struggle when you're young and you're new and you're getting your bearings is to say, no, this is my vision. I know this is what I want. Trust me, go with me, you know. So I would tell young women and young artists to stick to their guns.